Welcome back to the Walk Now for Autism Speaks online fundraising show. This episode is going to be all about sending emails to your friends and family and colleagues. When you go to your headquarters page, you'll see a couple of different things that are interesting. First, under my to-do list is sending emails to friends and family. We're going to go in there in a minute, but I did want to point out on the headquarters page the email statistics box. It'll give you some just information at a glance. Number of emails that you've sent, visits to your pages, number of donations, and if anybody's actually registered from an email that you've sent. So really good tracking tools, very easy to use. So let's just go ahead and jump in. So here's the email center, and really quickly, kind of a quick tour of what this page is all about. There's a compose area where you can compose your greetings and your emails, put in email addresses. I'm going to talk a lot about the email address book in a minute. You can customize this up to 30, so you can send kind of bulk at 30 in one shot. There's templates, pre-written content, and you can see an example of our support letter here. This is a common template that's shared across everybody who's fundraising for Autism Speaks. Subject line, obviously, and you can actually highlight a key message, which will sort of highlight a particular thing that you might want to be talking about, and a preview button before you send it, so you can actually spell check it, not spell check it in terms of software, but you can spell check it, take a look at it, make sure it looks the way you want it to look, and so on. One of the things that's interesting is that if you wanted to customize one of our support letters, and there's a couple of different things in the templates to get you started easily. There's a couple of different support letters, and we can take a look at those too. This support letter number 2 actually has a place that prompts you to enter your own information, so you actually would consider leaving kind of what we've written for you and then entering some personal information. There's a custom thank you letter, and again, you can customize all these just by typing in the box. Which makes it very, very easy. One of the interesting things about this is that if you wanted to write different thank you letters or different fundraising letters, and you want to save them, you can. You just hit the Save As button, and you can name them My Template, or whatever you want to call it, and you can save up to 6 private templates that you can then pull back and use. So you can see there's the My Template one that is different than, you can see the content in the body is changing when I choose different things. So let's talk about the address book and how that works. You can certainly add individual addresses by clicking the Add New button and just entering addresses. Right? Very easy, although very, very time consuming. So, and if you submit that, it'll show up and you can send them email addresses. You can create groups of different users, so you can have work colleagues versus friends and family, that kind of thing. But what I would recommend is really taking a look at the import function. I'm going to walk through that really quickly right now. The import function allows you to export email addresses from a different system. So for example, if you use Outlook at work, or Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, any number of them, all of these services have the ability to export what they call CSV, comma-separated value files. And those are just simple text files that have different columns that have information in them, and so your Gmail account or your Yahoo account will export those. Don't worry that the drop-down doesn't have Gmail, Hotmail, and those things. I'm going to actually show you. I actually went into my own Gmail account, exported just a couple of names, and I'm going to go ahead and walk through this and show you how it works. So to get started, obviously you want to create that CSV file, go to your other email system, select the names that you want to output, and export that from the system. Save it somewhere, obviously, on your hard drive, and come in here and hit the next button. So what we're going to do now is we're going to import that file. We're going to select the fields we want to import, and then we're going to hit the import button. It isn't quite as daunting as it may sound. So I've saved my Google file, my Gmail file on my desktop, and now I'm going to import it. And what the system's going to do is these are the 3 fields that are required. You can import more. The system doesn't really need them, but so one of the things that you can consider is opening your CSV file and just stripping out everything except first name, last name, email address, but it really doesn't matter. The key here is that the system is going to actually look at your CSV file once you hit the import, and it's going to, in this drop-down, make you match these up. Okay, and they probably won't match exactly. So for example, my CSV file has a field called name. It's where the first name goes. We've got a last name field. And I peeked, and you should peek in your CSV file. Open the CSV file and take a look. Email address actually is stored as email value. Okay, so once I've mapped those, and that's probably the hardest thing of all this, is mapping those fields. Hit the continue button, and what it's going to do is it's going to import it. It's going to tell you how many of those addresses were imported. So there were 3 in there, and those 3 are now imported. There's a link to go back to the event management page, and you can sort of circle back around, go back to send emails, And when I open my address book now, what you're going to see is you're going to see some new email addresses. So here's my mom, my dad, my brother, and their email addresses. And very, very easy. You can click, click, click to send them emails, and there's a button right here, send email to contacts. I can simply address them, put citation in, recipient first name, last name. Let's use last name, or actually let's use full name. And it's going to actually pre-configure all of this stuff. So it threw in my brother's email address, and now I can get back to customizing the message and sending those letters. And again, just to give you a look at it, when I'm ready to send, I hit the preview button, and it's going to show me everything that I need. You can actually see the text that your email recipient is going to get. You actually can test the link if you want by clicking it. And when you're ready to go, you can simply hit the send email button, and you're off and fundraising. For more information about all the tips and tricks, please make sure to download. When you log in, you can actually go into fundraising tools and Walker tools, and there's a lot more information in here in terms of donor tracking forms, participant instruction booklet with a little more information, lots and lots of information that's available to you. So be sure to use all the resources that we have and raise as much money as you can for Walk Now for Autism Speaks. Thanks so much for watching.